1 week from right now, this day, when this video comes out, the Xbox Live Marketplace on the Xbox 360 shuts down forever. And from that moment on, you can no longer buy any digital games on the Xbox 360 Marketplace. So it got me to thinking, what are the top horror experiences on the Xbox 360? And so today, I figured I would give you not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 of what I feel are the most definitive horror experiences on the Xbox 360. Now, this is my list, okay? This is not the end-all, be-all of horror on Xbox 360 lists, so there will probably be some disagreements here. But all I ask is that you go into this with an open mind, and if you are looking to get games for the Xbox 360, you're going to want to pay attention to this video, because yes, even though there are some games on this list that have modern remasters or things like that, nothing beats the experience that you get on the original systems themselves, so you might want to grab these games for the Xbox 360 itself. But anyway, enough lollygagging, let's get straight into the list. Alan Wake from Remedy Entertainment is a great game here on the 360. It started out as a 360 exclusive back in the day. 2010, I believe, is when this game came out, and I'm telling you, when this game came out, it did get overshadowed by some bigger releases at the time, but it still did pretty good. And the reason for that is because of its storytelling. Alan Wake is one of the best story experiences that you can have on the 360 because Remedy really killed it with the writing here. You feel like you're playing through a horror TV show. This game is set up in episodes that act as the game's chapters, and each chapter unravels a deep and complex narrative that will just engross you. And with the gameplay is, I'll admit, on the a little bit of the rougher side, but if you can get used to it, it's not all that bad. It's not as bad as some people make it out to be anyway. And this game is chock full of moments where it is just creepy and eerie, and you've got all these creepy enemies coming at you. This game definitely fits the bill when it comes to horror on the Xbox 360, and as I said, you're going to get one of the best horror experiences on this system. So if you are a 360 collector and you want to get this game, then hey, by all means, go out and get you a copy of it. Next game up here is f.e.a.r from Monolith Productions. Now, this was not a 360 exclusive like the last game was, but this game is infinitely better on the 360. Now, of course, the premier place to play this game is on PC, but if you're choosing to play it on console, definitely go with the 360 version of this game. It runs a lot better. Trust me, I have played both versions. This one's better as far as console is concerned. So, what is f.e.a.r, or First Encounter Assault Recon? It's a first-person shooter / psychological horror game, and in this game you go through these different levels. You're shooting things, and you're going through these eerie, kinda dark environments. There's a lot of cool enemy designs in here. There's a lot of cool weapons for you to use, and there's also a slowdown mechanic that really just adds to the gameplay, and it can really make for a fun experience. You do get your creepy crawlies in here, just like all the other games that I'm going to mention here, but what makes this game so much fun is switching between the different weapons, getting to use them, you know, kind of like with Doom, for instance. You know how you play around with the different weapons and you see what you like and what you don't like? That's kind of what you do here. Now, of course, on console, you're playing at a slower pace than you would on PC because it doesn't really work well trying to play it as fast as you would on PC on console. But if you can deal with slower paced gameplay on console, f.e.a.r is absolutely one of the best horror experiences that you can have here on the Xbox 360. Next up is Dead Rising, which is yet again another Xbox 360 exclusive, or at least it was at the time when it came out. Obviously it's ported to other things now, but back in the day, it was an Xbox 360 exclusive. It was one of the reasons why I wanted to get the console. And the reason for that is because of the sheer amount of zombies that were on the screen at the same time. You would walk through this mall and there would be hundreds and hundreds of zombies. It was literally like playing The Walking Dead and Dawn of the Dead in video game form. And I wanted everything to do with it at all costs. And trust me, if that sounds like something that you would be into, absolutely positively play this game. You will have so much fun as Frank West, a photographer that gets stuck in this mall until help comes to get him out. And you've got to go and you've got to survive for 3 days. So that's how long it's going to take help to get to you. And you survive by dealing with the different zombie hordes in a variety of different ways. You can get a variety of different weapons. You can use vehicles if you want to. You can sit there and eventually, later on in the series, you can sit there and strap freaking chainsaws and crap to your vehicles and just sit there and mow down zombies while you're running through the mall. It's awesome. So much fun. You will have a blast just gunning it through these different zombies. And for those of you that are worried about, not getting your scares in, this game has plenty of scares. You'll be sitting there just chilling and just running through the mall and trying to evade these different hordes of zombies. And then out of freaking nowhere, you'll get one that just pops out of nowhere and just grabs you, and it jump scares the hell out of you. Happens to me all the time. So there's plenty of heebie-jeebies in here, but there's also a lot of fun to be had here with this game. And if you're looking for another horror classic to play on 360, you ain't gonna go wrong if you choose to play Dead Rising. Next game here is yet another Monolith Productions joint, but no, it's not f.e.a.r this time. It is Condemned Criminal Origins. This is a phenomenal first-person survival horror game on the Xbox 360, once again, developed by Monolith Productions and published by Sega. This was a launch title for the Xbox 360, and let me tell you, this game tells the story of Ethan Thomas. He's an agent with the FBI serial crime unit, and what happens is Thomas is convicted of a couple of killings as well as assaults, okay? And what you do is you're Ethan and you've got to hunt a killer dubbed the Matchmaker, okay? Which Thomas is framed for murder for, okay? And so your journey is to catch up with this Matchmaker killer. And let me tell you, this game has some of the most creepy, eerie, disturbing locations. Your skin will crawl the entire time that you're playing this game. But you won't want to stop playing it because how good the story is. And so you're kind of hit with a bit of a confliction. You're just like, do I want to continue or do I not? Because I'm really scared right now. But you can't help but do it because you're just like, I want to catch this son of a bitch. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal game here. And if you're looking for a experience on the 360 that you could classify as one of the definitive horror experiences on the Xbox 360, then look no further than Condemned Criminal Origins. I'm telling you, this is absolutely one of the definitive horror experiences that you will ever have on Xbox 360. And if I'm wrong about that, then hey, you can crucify me in the comments. But I'm telling you, I'm right about that. Because I played this game before, I will do it again given the chance. And when I do finally start to get paid again, I definitely will be buying this game as well as Bloodshot, its sequel, because they're that good. They are that good, people. I wouldn't lead you astray. Now we have arrived at what I feel is the definitive experience in the horror genre on the Xbox 360, and it is Dead Space from 2008. This game is the game that I think of when it comes to survival horror and horror as a whole on the 360, and that's because I did play this game back in the day when it released. I actually remember reading about it in a Game Informer magazine and being just completely enthralled by the fact that it's a survival horror game. It's in space. It's on this really cool looking space station. You play as Isaac Clarke, a engineer who is thrust into this insane situation on this space station, like I was mentioning, in literally the middle of space. So he has to come face to face with these things called the necromorphs, and unlike normal enemies in a survival horror type of environment, these necromorphs do not go down the same way that normal enemies do. You have to cut their limbs off in order to be able to kill them. So really cool concept here. I love this game to death. I think it has some of the best horror atmosphere on the Xbox 360, and it did get a remake of it for modern platforms. So if you want to play it on your modern Xbox, if you want to play it on your PlayStation, you want to play the remake on your PC, you can do that, okay? But I do recommend, before you jump into that remake, I do recommend going back and playing the original here. And I do recommend it on 360, because I did play the PS3 version. That one is not as good as the 360 version. I think it ran way better on Xbox 360. And as far as the PC version of the original Dead Space goes, I don't know about that, because I haven't experienced that myself. But I can say the 360 version is definitely worth picking up, especially if you want to experience what I consider to be the definitive horror gaming experience on the Xbox 360. So those are the top 5 definitive Xbox 360 horror experiences to me, in my opinion. What do you think about my list? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree? Do you think I'm an idiot? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to discuss it with y'all. And what are your top 5 horror experiences on the Xbox 360? I'd love to know what you all think should have been on this list. With all that being said, that is going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like on it. It would really help me out a lot. Also, if you're new around here, consider subscribing. I typically make videos every other week. This week obviously is an exception because I wanted to give all y'all a heads up. I want to pick up for the Xbox 360 horror wise before the marketplace decides to go away forever. But with all that being said, have fun on the hunt, my fellow Belmonts. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.
Super Retro Force.